So today what we're going to cover is the different styles of reels and when to use them, the 7 key points to look and feel more professional on camera, and then the video for coaches planning, creating and posting blueprint. These are the 3 key areas that come up all the time with my clients and with people reaching out to me on social media. So the first thing we want to talk about is the different styles of reels. So a talking head video is basically what I'm doing now. It's 45 to 90 seconds. They can be shorter, but my advice is to use these for delivering actual value or a teaching lesson or a technical lesson. So I could use this as talking about, if I was a coach, say for example, a fitness coach, then I could talk about a squat. I could break down the technical aspects of a squat, but then I could also do a version of this where I talk about journaling. I could talk about meditation. It doesn't really matter. It's just real value, a real technical lesson, and you want it to have 45 to 90 seconds because you're trying to build a bit of know, like, and trust. These are the videos that convert more than anything. The other videos will probably get more views, but these videos are the videos that people get down. They're conversational and people feel like they're with you, and if they feel like they're with you and they enjoy being with you, they're more likely to follow you and to look for more of your stuff. A walk and talk video is essentially the same. You can actually use the exact same script as your talking head video, but this is where you walk around with it. So what I like to do for a walk and talk is set the camera up, walk towards it whilst I'm talking, or walk past it. Not only is it going to be more engaging because there's different things happening, but also you're collecting a load of B-roll, which we'll talk about in a moment, but you're collecting yourself a load of B-roll if you walk in, like I'm out in a wee park there. So if you're already going for a daily walk, like this is one of my clients who used to struggle with making content, finding the time more than anything. And one day we were on a call and they were doing their walk, and it turned out they walked an hour every day. So we just started doing walk and talk videos. They set up the camera, they walked towards it, and they did like one line at a time. It meant that every day they were out for the walk anyway, and they just were able to shoot the content on their walk. So it didn't take any extra time because it was something they were already doing. You can use the exact same script that you use for your talking head and your walk and talk, but it will hit differently because it just looks different. It's more engaging. You can do the selfie version as well, where you pick the camera, your phone up, and you just walk and talk that way, which is fine. But we'll talk about selfies in a minute. But for now, the walk and talk, what I'm talking about, and I think it's the most, is a different place every line, a different place every time you're saying something. Selfie video, 10 to 90 seconds. So a selfie video, I like to try to make my selfie videos seem like they're off the cuff. Like I just jumped off my webinar and I just wanted to tell you this big takeaway, something like that. That's why you can do like 10 seconds, why they can be so short, because it's not about delivering massive impact or like a technical lesson. It's just about your thought in that moment. So a selfie one, but again, you can do a lot, like I said a second ago, you can do a walk and talk where you walk and talk for 90 seconds. Again, if you're going to do that, try to make it like it's off the cuff. Even if you have a bullet point script, try to sound like you're free flowing here, like you just decided on your walk to jump out and talk. Don't, like with the talking head, it's fine to set up and look like you have a full plan and you're going to get something across like I'm doing right now. With a selfie one, you want it, even if it's fully scripted, you want it to seem like it's off the cuff. A voiceover video, so the B-roll that we talked about earlier on, from you walking in the forest or on your walk and talk, this can be used as a voiceover. Again, the exact same script, but you can just throw... So this video here is clips of me working at the computer because that's what I do most. So when I'm editing, I shot a few bits of that and then I just put a voiceover over the top and I'm talking about getting focused and getting into the zone for what I'm actually doing. But you could have yourself squatting and the voiceover talking about the squat. A really good example is if you shoot like a 2-second video every day and then you do like this is my week in video and you do a voiceover of all the things that you did during the week. A voiceover video will get more views, but they're less likely to convert people. So that's why we keep them 7 to 15 seconds. They're more about trying to get views and trying to get eyeballs on your content and hopefully converting people to watch more stuff, which then converts them into paying clients. A story video, this is where I tell people to practice all the time. So you want to be practicing your speaking to camera, and the easiest way to do that is do it on a story, on Instagram story, because you do the video and then after 24 hours it disappears, so you don't have to worry about it looking bad or looking great or anything. Aiming for 10 to 60 seconds, and again off the cuff. Even if I have planned, like here I've added in, you can add a load of stuff, you can add a link, you can add, there I added a wee poll. Those sorts of things are good for engagement. So I knew I was going to go on a wee rant in the middle of what I was saying, just to make it a wee bit longer of a video, and just to see the people enjoy my rants. They're not just completely off rants, they're rants related to what I'm talking about. But it just gives people a reason to engage without asking them a really serious question. So you can post a couple stories a day, and it gives yourself an opportunity to practice, watch them back and then just see how you did, and then just every time just pick something that you can improve on. But a story post is a great way of getting better at social media. So I had a client recently that just hated the sound of their own voice, hated seeing themselves on screen. So I enticed them to do 3 videos a day on story until they didn't care about what it sounded like or what it looked like. They just were happy to plow on through. The next one is your B-roll. So I talked a wee bit about B-roll before. There's 2 different versions I like to do. And the first one is 5 to 8 seconds. That's when you would use your trending audio and trending overlays and things like that. So this is a video of me doing a muscle up. And the B-roll would be like 3 steps of the rings muscle up, and then it would pop up on the screen in about a second saying read the caption. In the caption I would have the 3 steps I think you need to be able to do a rings muscle up. The other version, that's a 45 to 90 second version, is like a green screen version. Exact same copy, but this time I would speak it. Then I would put myself in the corner and I would speak over myself doing the video or doing the muscle up. So the muscle up would either repeat in the background as I explain how to do it and I break it down and pause it and point, or it would repeat in the background. I would explain what I'm going to do and then it would just cut to a talking head or something like that. But I'm going to use the B-roll for either or of these. And you can use, I wanted to use this example to show you, you can repeat your B-roll. No one's going to care. No one's going to come back and say, I already saw that, I'm not interested. You're using the same video, the same B-roll, but you're delivering it in a completely different vessel. Then template videos. So templates are great. These are like filler videos. CapCut has thousands of them. You just go in, like, for this one, I just typed in, because I did a Hyrox event, I shot a Hyrox event. There was loads of photos. So I just put in CapCut fitness photos, and then I just went and looked for the one that had the most. I think there's about 80 photos in the end of this, and it pops up on screen. It looks like you've done a lot of work when you haven't really done anything. Every photo pops up on the beat of the song. I can't remember what the song is, but on the beat of the song it pops up and it does all the transitions, all the changes, everything. You just have to give it the content and you just go for as long as the template is. You can get ones that are up to 90 seconds, but I think you're better off with 7 to 20 seconds for a template. These are again a great way of just getting eyeballs on your content that then makes people go, oh, that looks interesting, I must look at the other stuff. And then the other stuff, like your talking head, your walk and talks, they're the things that are going to convert people into actual followers, then the clients. Here I want to talk about the 7 key points that I feel are the things that are needed to make you feel more professional on camera and actually look more professional on camera as well. So the way to build confidence, I've alluded to some of this already in the last parts of this, but you want to practice regularly using Instagram stories. They disappear every 24 hours. So you just jump on. You're an expert in your field, so it should be easy for you to come up with something to talk about or re-answer a question you already answered from one of your clients earlier in the day. Then review the video and identify one area you want to fix. Like, so the man in Tagnadella Nights whose hands floated, like he would want to fix his hands before anything else. But you might notice that you speak in just a monotone and there's no inflection or movement in your voice. That's no good. You want to have a bit of excitement in your voice. You want to be able to land on words. So practicing and then going back and watching it, picking one thing and then improving on that one thing. The next thing we want is a positive mindset. This sounds really stupid, but I always think of something that makes me laugh before I go on. So I use the example of Sheldon from The Big Bang when he was told to smile. He just looks a bit mental because he doesn't know how to, and he's forcing a smile. And a lot of clients will do that. They'll send me a video and they've sort of forced a smile, and then they try to talk and their face doesn't look normal at all. It just looks like there's something off. So what I like to do is think of a scenario that's in my head that makes me smile, makes me laugh, and you'll notice it's an autopilot thing. As I think about it, it makes me smile now, even when I don't need it. But that lights up my face. It makes me more energetic and more positive about what I'm going to say. So either you say an affirmation or you just think of something, get something in your head that's funny. It can be from a movie, it can be something that actually happened in real life, and just let that get you into a good, positive mindset. The reason I use this, and I think it's very important, is a lot of the people hire me because they hate speaking on camera, but they know they have to. That's literally the line they'll say. They'll say, I hate speaking on camera, but I know I have to do it. Imagine if your client came to you and said to you, I hate meditating, but I know I have to do it. Or I hate going to the gym, but I know I have to do it. That would just be an uphill battle every single time. So think of something positive. Know that you're just learning and trying to improve, and that'll make things so much easier. And then finally, remember, this is your comfort zone. You are an expert in your field, so just speak about the things that you are an expert in. If you are talking about something like stats or data that you need specifics for, have them on a note. Like I have notes here. I'm actually reading straight off this and you can see them. But no one's going to care if you pick up a wee post-it note that tells you and you read straight off that a statistic that's important for the data you're trying to get across. That's fine. What's not fine is you spending half an hour trying to memorize a thing and get it correct so that you look like you know what you're talking about and you know everything. You're going to stress yourself doing that, and it's going to come across in your video. So just write them down and read it. No one's going to care. All they care about is how much you can actually help them. Preparation, know your points. So just write down the key points. I'm not a big fan of scripting word for word, but I think it's important to have a plan like this talk now. I have a plan so that it keeps me on focus, so I don't just drift off and start talking about something else. So use bullet points to keep you on track. And in practice, if you need to, you can do a full run through if you want, but really you just go through your points and then look at the points, and that'll get you in the mindset, and then just blast through it. The more you do it, the faster this all becomes and the better you become at it. Next is your delivery techniques. So eye contact. A lot of people have a habit, especially because we're using phones, looking at themselves. They're looking just below the lens, which makes it harder for people to engage and for people to make eye contact with you. So make sure you're looking at your lens. So check your phone. Like my phone has a lens here at the front, but it also has a load of lenses at the back. So I need to know which lens I'm speaking to at which time. So make sure that you're looking at the lens, not at yourself. Then your body language. Use open body language. Don't sit with your arms folded or your hand in front. Defensive posture. Talk openly. Like open is inviting. When I talk like this, it's inviting. If I'm talking about the past, I point behind. If I'm talking about the future, I point in the front. If I'm talking about losing something, I might go over here, and gaining something, I might go over here. I'm making it very obvious these are all different things. So this is something that you can practice in front of a mirror. You can practice just watching videos, or you can reach out to me. I actually have a confidence on camera course that teaches you how to speak confidently on camera. But it's another thing you have to learn, like the way you're teaching your clients over and over again, the same stuff, and getting them to practice and then reteaching them it. This is just something that you can learn if you just practice with it. Your pace and tone. So you want to speak at a moderate pace. If I'm speaking like this and it's really fast, especially with my accent, it becomes very difficult to understand what I'm saying. So I want to slow myself down. I don't want to slow down and lose my energy and sort of be speaking like this. I want to slow down, but I still want to be energetic with my speaking. I still want to be expressive with my words. And I want to make sure that my statements have somewhere to land. I want to use silence whenever I ask questions or if I make a point. And I want to not look uncomfortable in that silence. I want to be comfortable. This all comes with practicing your pace, practicing your tone, and practicing adding some color and vibrance to your speech so that it's more engaging for people. And then we're back to smiling. A genuine smile is much more approachable and confident than the Sheldon smile. So again, just keep that wee thought in the back of your head that makes you smile, and that will keep propping you up with your positivity and with a more expressive face. Technical considerations. Make sure your face is well lit. So at the minute I have a light over there and then I have a window here. So my face is well lit. If I was to turn and face here, it's lit here but not on the other side. And here's not too bad because it's a really big window. But if you're outside, then make sure that the sun is not in front of you, blind you, but at a 45-degree angle so it lights you up well. It doesn't blow you out and you're not blinding yourself. If you have lights, then this image below is if you're the subject in front of the camera like I am now. If I only have one light or one window, I'm going to use it at that 45-degree angle. If I have two windows or two lights, I'm going to use them at those 45-degree. And then if I have an option for another light, which I have behind me, I'm going to do a backlight. So those, if you only have one, do it that way. 2 and 3, add them that way. Well lit. Just makes your videos so much better just by having a wee bit of lighting in them. Sound is really important. Like, people will forgive bad visual, but they'll not forgive bad audio. I remember having a video sent to me and the person had a squealing kettle and the kettle was squealing the whole time, and I was thinking, how do they not know that? But because they're so used to it, it just didn't register with them. So if I go anywhere to shoot, I just sit for like 5 seconds and I listen and I just see, is there anything that's going to disrupt my audio? And if there is, I'll turn it off or I'll move. Keep your background simple and uncluttered. So I have a lot of things on my shelf, but they're all in a nice straight line and they're not like all over the place and messy. If you went to the other side of the office that's out of shot, then it looks like a mess. So I can't shoot over there because it's going to be distracting. So that's why having cameras that do like a defocus or a bokeh is good, because it defocuses the background and keeps you sharp. But most phones can do that anyway, so you don't need to buy anything fancy for it. But just generally keep your background simple and uncluttered. Engage with the audience. So you'll see I've done it a few times in this. I'll ask for you to comment or something during this talk. So we start off strong with a hook. So my hook is the name of this. You're already here because you want to learn about Reels. So my hook could be, if I'm doing a video about jump cuts, my hook could be, Coach, this is going to save you hours a day when it comes to your editing. Or it could be, Coach, here's the #1 technique I teach all my clients to speed up their editing process. So every time you're starting a video, try to think of if what you said in the first 1 to 3 seconds, if it's engaging and would make people want to continue viewing. Or is it, hello, I'm Liam, and in this video I'm going to do things. No one cares about that. Until you're really well known, no one cares. They only care about, can you help them or not. So begin with a hook and then tell your viewers to do stuff. So ask them questions, do a call to action, prompt them to comment or like or share. But like I've wrote it here, usually it's better just ask them to do one. If you ask people to like, share and follow, they'll do none of them because too many things. So one video in the week might be asking for likes, another one can ask for shares, another one can ask for follows. Some of them are obviously going to prompt them to do that themselves because they like it or they want to share it or they want to follow you. But asking people elevates that and gets more interaction. The algorithm's going to like you more and it's going to put it out there. So we're not relying on the algorithm. We're still relying on ourselves to make good content, but it's worth asking for that help. So if I ask you to like, you're more likely to like than if I ask you to comment and like, you're more likely to do nothing. And then finally, storytelling. Use storytelling techniques to make the content more relatable and memorable. So in here, I've thrown in different stories about clients as they pop into my head related to what I'm talking about. Rather than sitting and thinking, right, this is a really good story about a client, I'm just going to try to shoehorn it in here. When you're thinking about your video and your bullet points, think about something that you've already experienced with a client or with yourself that will resonate with people. I know everybody watching this has struggled with time when it comes to making content. It's just, I've never met a client that hasn't, or a person that does social media. So if I know that, then it's worth me throw one in about how I've overcome that objection a few times with different clients. So tell stories. It'll make you more approachable and it will humanize you, but also just makes your content more relatable, more engaging, and just funner to watch. Handling mistakes. I get so many videos where they're so frustrated and then they get back and they're like, right, just get this line right, or they'll call themselves stupid or whatever and they're like, right, go. And you can feel it in the video. So this is where we come back to the smile. Every take, rethink about what it is, recalibrate, rebalance, and just start again fresh. Otherwise, like, you can fix it with jump cuts later on anyway, so it doesn't matter. But if you get frustrated or annoyed and you stay that way, you see it in your face, you hear it in the voice and the tone. So just stay calm, smile, go with the next shot. You can fix it later anyway. And number 7, feedback and improvement. I've talked about this a lot already on this masterclass, but watch yourself back, watch the video back, review it, and then see where you need to improve. So where could you improve, what you need practice on. Ask for feedback, get input from your friends and your colleagues. They might see something that you don't see. Watch yourself back, pick something that you can improve on, and then ask your friends for feedback in case there's something you can improve on that you missed. The next thing I think is really important is to have a structure that you can follow when it comes to your video content. So a lot of people they just get to the point where they're like, oh, I just need to do something, and that's not a great way to start your content journey. You want to have a structure so that you can get into the creative flow and then not feel overwhelmed, do your videos, know that you're going to have enough time to do the video, when you're going to edit the video, when you're going to script, all that sort of stuff. So this is an example of a week structure that I would give people. Obviously, you can change the times and the days to fit you. But the first thing that you want to do is, I do 11 to 2, I research, I script, and I plan. So research, I go in and look at people in my industry, see what the leading trends are, the topics people are talking about. I go and look at questions I've been asked throughout the week. I look at comments to other content I've put out. Then I script and plan my videos based off of that. Tuesday, I shoot all my content. So 11 to 3, I shoot all my content. Sometimes it takes me way less time, but it's always the time that I give to shoot the content. And then Wednesday, 11 to 3, I edit. Sometimes it'll take longer. Sometimes I'll get it done faster. If it takes longer, then in my downtime during the week, I just add in a wee bit of editing. So I don't stress about it. If it means that I have to leave a video to the next week and edit back in the Wednesday, that's fine. The last thing I do is shoot B-roll everywhere. Anywhere I go, I shoot a bit of B-roll. I shoot B-roll when I'm with clients, when I'm in the gym, when I'm out in the forest, everywhere. When we shoot B-roll everywhere, we always have content to use. So I don't want you to go on your holiday and think, oh, Liam said I have to shoot content all the time, so this is a nightmare. It'll be really annoying for your family and stuff. Just know that you want to get a wee bit of B-roll when you're there. So when you have your phone out anyway, there's no way people are on their not on their phones unless they're on some sort of crazy secluded retreat. But just take your phone out, do a 5-second, throw your phone away again. That's it. It doesn't have to be 20 seconds. Doesn't have to be talking. Doesn't have to be a load of stuff. Get your partner to film you walking across the beach or walking somewhere on a jet ski or whatever you get up to. So this is what a posting strategy would look like. So on Monday we do value, and this is real value. So you want to be thinking about what can you deliver on a Monday that's going to set people up for the week, whether it's in their content, in their life, in their mindset, whatever it is. But real value, you want to really focus on over delivering value. Tuesday we do what's on your mind. So what's on your mind. So the Monday value one, I would do it as like a walk and talk or a talking head, something like that. What's on your mind can be any version, but the best one I've found is a selfie as if you just came up with it. So just finished my gym session and this is what I was thinking about. Something like that is really good. Wednesday we do a story. So this can be you talking about a past client. You can talk about something that you did, something that is going to make you, again, humanize you, make you relatable, and make people want to actually stick around and come follow you and potentially become clients. Thursday, we do another What's on My Mind. Friday, we do a technical lesson. I like to do it on a Friday because it gives people the weekend to implement, and then they can come back on Monday when they see me delivering value and ask me some questions. The technical lesson could be you breaking down a movement, teaching somebody how to journal. I could teach you about jump cuts again. So a technical lesson is something that they can actually implement that actually has actionable steps that will move them forward. So on Saturday we do engagement. So the easiest one to do is like if you're doing whatever you do on a Saturday, whatever hobby you have, and you do a wee video of you doing that and you talk about that, and you can talk about how you love golf but you're shit at it, or you're really great at basketball but you only get to do it on a Saturday, or whatever it happens to be, or this is my self-care routine every Saturday. Showing people that you're doing what they do or you're doing what you're telling them to do gives them more reason to engage with you, and again humanizes you. And then Sunday we do a credibility post. Credibility post would be like a testimonial or a screenshot from a comment or something that people did, and you doing a B-roll version, doing a voiceover, or you're in the corner talking about this comment. This person asked me this, and this is what I did to help them fix that. That's what I would give it as an example for a posting strategy. You can obviously drop a few days out if you don't want to post every single day, but it's something that makes it takes away the overwhelm of trying to think all the time, what am I going to post today? Right, Monday I post value. Let's do something about value. And again, we're an expert in what we talk about, so it should be easy to come up with content. Then we have our posting schedule. So I talk a lot about long form with my clients because sometimes it's not easy to get across your point in 90 seconds. So at surface level, you can do in 90 seconds, but then having a long form video for your YouTube channel. I'll do a YouTube one of these eventually. But doing a YouTube channel, you should be doing a YouTube channel anyway, because you're making reels, you may as well post them everywhere. But putting your long form on there, it also means you can cut your long form with CapCut or Opus Clip to shorts as well. So then that boosts the amount of content that you have. But a long form, a reel, and then a story. So when I say story now in the posting schedule, I mean an Instagram story. And as you see every single day. But you do a long form and then a reel and then a story. And then Tuesday we just do a reel and a story. Wednesday you can cut a mid form. So long form is like anywhere from 8 minutes onwards, like to 4 hours if you want. A mid would be 3 to 5 minutes you would want to be aiming for a mid. So you can cut that from your long form and then just direct people back to your long form. Long form and mid form videos is going to build way more know, like, and trust than a 30-second video. Then on Thursday, we've got a reel and a story. Friday, a mid form, a reel and a story. Saturday, reel story. Sunday, reel story. So it's a very basic posting schedule, but it makes it much easier for you because you're not overthinking it the whole time.